Okay, I have to, I just want to address something. I was at a meeting this morning. Well, whatever. It was a cup of coffee with a couple women, high powered women that I very much value and respect. They've got their crap together. They're running and operating their own businesses, and we're all three of us are single, right? And so we're sitting here having a conversation, and one of the gals asked to me, simply because of what I do, she's like, well, why are you still single? And I had shared with her, I was like, well, first of all, there's a lot of reasons, but most importantly is I require a lot of emotional intelligence from my partner, which, men, I'm sorry, I'm just going to be honest. A lot of men can't handle, they can't deal with it. They don't get it. They don't understand. And I operate at a different level. I really function at a peak performance level, and part of that I need to, like, I lead. I don't just I don't just preach crap. I take it very seriously to practice what I preach, right? To very much live my life in alignment with what I teach. And so anyway, as we roundtable this conversation and the challenge, like we asked this other gal, because she's a little bit older and she's been relatively new single, but the bottom line that we had boiled down to is, in the whole conversation about dating, the point that I want to have, the conversation that I want to have is about dating post-divorce, right? When you get to an emotionally healthy space, and this is what she was saying to me. She's like, how did you get to this space? And I was like, because we had shared a certain situation I had just recently gone through where I had broke up with somebody where it was very much, I love you. You're a great human, and you don't meet these needs of mine. And I'm able to clearly articulate my needs. I'm able to clearly share what they are. I know what they are. They're not needs out of a trigger of some insecurity. It's just simply the best way to love me is blah. And I can give that roadmap, right? And a lot of people can't. And unfortunately, what happened is this person took it personal, and all of a sudden something was wrong with them, and there was unworthiness, and there was all these issues that weren't at all the case. And the bottom line was that he simply was incapable of stepping into that emotional maturity space to just say, oh, like, okay, I'm not offering that. That's what you need. And I'm ready, and I'm able to step into that space. Instead, it became all about him and his insecurities, and it filtered up. And that's what one of the gals said. And she said, unfortunately, empowered women reveal every insecurity and most men, not all men who are super secure and super courageous and going forward in who they are, they don't have an issue with that. And so I get that I'm probably going to get a lot of feedback about this video, but this, I'm just sharing our conversation and our experience. This has been our experience, that it's been an issue, for, like I said, men to be able to handle the capacity at which we operate, and attempting to kind of dim us down, to keep us kind of snuffed out a little bit, to stifle, to keep us down at their level, instead of supporting and encouraging and collaborating and brainstorming and shoving us up to a higher level. It's almost like they want to bring us down to theirs. And so anyway, my bottom line is, I had said to her, she's like, well, how is this so easy for you to do? And I said, well, it's very easy because I have my standard. And when you remove emotion from or emotion and meaning of thinking, oh my gosh, I'm always going to be alone, or there's never going to be a right person for me, or yada, 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 whatever it is, when you pull out all that emotion and you're literally able to just look at the facts of the relationship, just look at the facts of a relationship. What are the facts? What are your needs? Where are they meeting them? Where are they inadequate in meeting them? It doesn't mean them as a human is inadequate. It just means, because those can be learned behaviors. They can choose to learn to love you the way that you need to be, but that's a choice on their part. And if they're unwilling to do that, then they always reveal to you who they are. They always, every single time, reveal to you who they are. And so when you can remove that emotion and objectively look at, okay, this is what this looks like, this is where I'm headed, this is what I need, this is what I do or don't get, you can decide if the things that you don't get are tolerable. Like, because there's no perfect human. There's no two perfect humans that come together. There's just not. There's always going to be inadequacies, if you will. And I hate to say that word, because that sounds like something's wrong with the other person. There's nothing wrong with them. There's there's going to be things, not another human can meet your needs. First of all, you've got to be rock solid enough in your own self to be able to meet your own needs. Secondly, when you're with a partner, if these are things that you've said, I really desire this and this is what I want, and it doesn't mean anything about you, but can you step into that space and provide that for me? When they say no, that's a clear indication that they just aren't able and willing to offer you what you need, especially in the long run. If that's happening early in the relationship, that's a massive red flag. And it is okay to step away from that and just say, you know what? I love you. You're a great human. Please call me if you ever need anything. And this isn't going to work, right? And of course, there's charged emotions that in the context of that conversation, it's not necessarily that simple. But she was asking me, she's like, how have you been able to just move on from this? And I was like, well, this is why. Because when you get to know your worth, when you understand who you are, you hold yourself in such a high regard that, and you don't make meaning. This is it. You don't make meaning about yourself. Just because he was unwilling to meet me halfway doesn't mean anything's wrong with me. And that's the challenge that people do. That's the misstep that people make all the time. They think it means that they're not worthy. They think that means that they're not good enough. Like, I'm always going to be alone, or there are all these 28,000 different things go through their head, and they make meaning. The reality is, it doesn't mean anything about me. He's going to be a fantastic freaking partner for someone else. It's just not going to be me, right? And because it just didn't, it didn't fulfill what I needed, and it didn't operate at the level that I needed. And anyway, so I just wanted to give that little tidbit of information on this roundtable and hopefully helping people, you guys, navigate as you do this dating scene. And this is the other thing I told her too. I said, here's the deal. I said, because we're super busy, right? We're professionals. We're running. It's exhausting to date. It's freaking exhausting. I totally understand that. And what I said to her, I said, you know what? 1 date a week. Just do 1 date a week and date different people. Don't get tied into somebody, because then you get to learn what you want. We think, like I initially tell my clients when I'm working with them through divorce, like, make this list of what you do want and the non-negotiables of what you're unwilling to tolerate. Because those are things that you're just like, this is a hard stop. If somebody is an alcoholic, hard stop. If somebody doesn't drink at all, that might be a hard stop. If somebody has, young kids in the house, that might be a hard stop. Whatever your non-negotiables are, make that list. Whatever your non-negotiable needs are, what you desire in a partner, like active, business-minded, outgoing, makes you laugh, all these things. If there's things that you're like, I really need this, like in a partner, this is something that fills my cup. Let me rephrase that. Not I need this, but this is what fills my cup. This is what produces the best of me in a relationship. It's not that you need them, but they also cultivate and foster and what's the word? I'm having a lack of word here, but where they just kind of nudge you and steer you into being the best you. That's the kind of partner you want. When you're questioning and you're getting pulled down and your light's getting dimmed and you're not operating at the performance level that you were, that's a red flag. They're not at your caliber. They're not a match for you in that regard. And that is a moment for you to take a step back, pull the emotions out, and evaluate the relationship and let it go. It's okay. And because this is the other thing I said to her, I've learned, even with family, you can love family and you can let them go. And then your heart will grieve and you're going to go through that process for a while. But guess what? You can love the next one and then let them go. Because we have multiple relationships when you're going through this. I have loved multiple people in my life and I've let them go. And that's okay. That's okay. So it's not the end of the world if we have to let somebody or something go. It's just, we get caught up in this meaning that it means something about us, and it's just simply not true. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Any of you who are navigating the dating world post-divorce, especially in this online dating, first night, sleeping together era, like, it's just crazy. So, yeah, hopefully that gives you guys some insight. Thanks.